NBC Sports is live at the Great American Speedway, and now it's time for the Sprint post-race report from Texas to Victory Lane, and here's Alan Bestwick.
Well, Carl Edwards has just pulled his car into Victory Lane, and he's getting ready to climb out now, and they do things big in Texas. Watch this scene. Warm here all of a sudden. Your second win in a row, fourth of the season, pardon me. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got to thank Office Depot, Bob Osborne and the crew for having an awesome last pit stop. I mean, that's what we needed. It was the right call. He made an adjustment for the 2 tires. It was perfect. Thank Charter Communications. But most of all, this win's for John Reiser. He's a hero to so many people, including myself, and he's a little under the weather. So, John, we're thinking about you. We're bringing the trophy home for you. I got to say happy birthday late to my girlfriend, too. But 4 wins, man. I can't believe it.
Now look at the smile. Carl, you said on the radio just before that last pit stop, if you get me out 6th or better, I can do it. Then you went racing. Were there questions about that once you got going in those last 11 laps?
Yeah, Mark Martin. I just have to, my hat's off to Mark Martin. He almost won this race. It was only the tires that beat him. He had the best car. I was doing everything I could to stay in front of him, so their whole Viagra team did a great job. But the tires were the deal. I mean, if we could get the tires, and if I didn't hit the bumps wrong and shoot the car up the racetrack, I knew we could get him. The car was just so fast. I mean, these new Office Depot Fords are rocket ships.
77 points behind Tony Stewart now, 2 races to go.
77 points. Well, we're not changing a thing. We're going out to win this championship. We're going to do it by having fun. So that way, if we lose it, we still had fun. You know, so it's a win-win situation. Just got to thank everybody. My dad, my brother back at home. I wish they were here. That's just real emotional. It's amazing to run around this racetrack with a checkered flag in my hand. It's just unreal.
And you said something just before the start about your mom being here. I guess she got to see you win too.
Yeah, my mom was here, and her husband Jim, and they're awesome people. I just really am blessed. I have just unbelievable opportunities.
Congratulations. Carl Edwards won today here in Texas. Matt?
Another top 10 finish for the championship point leader, Tony Stewart. Now, you had a great battle with probably one of the drivers you respect the most in this business, Mark Martin. He came out of his car, walked to yours. What did he say?
I just apologized. I mean, I gave him as much room as I could. I was clear up against the wall, and I knew I couldn't beat him, but I wasn't going to give up any more time than I had to, and he was just trying to suck up on the door like we do on these big tracks. He didn't mean to do it, and that's what I told him. I said, at least you're man enough. About 50% of these guys would go back and run and hide back in their haulers and wait for the phone call the next day. But that's why I respect Mark Martin more than anybody. He says at least he'll get out and he'll come over and talk to you about it. Whether you're going to scream at him or not, he's going to come over and talk to you about it and get it resolved right then. So no issues with him and I, and probably gained more respect for him after tonight than I had before I came in tonight.
Tony Stewart finishes 6th here in Texas. Dave?
Just ahead of him, Jimmy Johnson. A slight pickup on the championship chase. I'm sure you wanted more tonight.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice to, but I know how it's going to be racing the 20. He's going to run strong, and it's going to be 5 points here or there, and that's just kind of the way it is. Got 2 good tracks for him coming up. Same for us. We did it. We closed up a couple points, pulled away from some other guys that have had some trouble. The 99's on fire, so we got to deal with him. But all in all, I'm happy. I mean, great performance all night long. The biggest problem we had was track position. We were making some big changes on pit road, trying to be prepared for the track tightening up, and had great stops on pit road with putting rubbers and stuff in. But just kind of once we came out in 10th or so and restarted outside of all the lap down cars, we'd get going 20th or 23rd, and I have to work my way through those guys, and just struggled with that a little bit with the lap traffic. But all in all, good night. Top 5, can't complain a bit.
Good night for Jimmy Johnson. Marty?
Well, Dave, not quite sure where to start with Greg Biffle's night. The spins, multiple, and the loose wheel. So to finish 20th on the lead lap, was it actually turned out to be a good evening?
I don't think it was a good evening. We really got behind with that loose wheel. That's what set us off and got us lost all our track position, got back there. And then, your race changes. You're racing for the lucky dog versus racing for positions. And, we made a mistake before the race started. We put a left front spring in the car that we had no laps on, that we thought was going to be more travel or better spring. And I think the spring collapsed in the left front. And, about 10 laps in the race, I could feel it down on the left front real bad. And we'd take wedge out, and it'd get tighter. So I knew I could feel it down on that left front. And, you can't make mistakes like that in the chase. You can't make guesses, and we made a guess. And 2 mistakes tonight, that left front spring and then, left the wheel loose.
And Greg leaves 122 points out of the lead. Matt?
And Casey Mears stayed out, didn't pit. Your car seemed like it took a little while to get going.
It took a long while to get going. After about 20 laps, we were the fastest car on the track.
but the guys would stretch out so far that it took a while for us to run them back down. And I guess that caution came out there at the end. I didn't really see it. I guess there was some debris or something like that. But if it wouldn't have came out, I think we would have had a shot at the win. That the call that Jimmy made to stay out, I think was the right decision. Just because we were so bad on new tires, we would have bumped the pressures up and tried to go. But we were just worried that it would have just took a while to get going. And I think it was the right call. I mean, we stayed out there. We got a good finish. Real proud of everybody on the Target team. I mean, they had excellent pit stops all day long. A good, clean day for us. If we could just have more days like this, just good, clean days with no problems, I think you'd see more finishes like this.
Ties his best career finish, Bill, with a 4th.
Thanks, Matt. You're looking at the unofficial results. A race record speed, 151.078 miles per hour.
Rusty took a hit. Newman took a hit. Jeremy Mayfield, well, Jeremy's been struggling ever since the chase started. Yeah.
Michael Waltrip, Casey Kane, Mike Skinner. Unofficially, here are the championship standings. 2 races remain in the 2005 season.
Don't you know that Carl Edwards would like to start at 10 races to go once again? Man.
And basically back through 6th place Matt Kenseth, the guys still have a shot with 2 to go. Don't forget, next weekend, NASCAR heads to Phoenix. Saturday on TNT, it's Busch Series Racing from Phoenix, presented by Walk the Line. That's at 3:30 Eastern. Then Sunday on NBC, it's Nextel Cup Series Racing from Phoenix at 3 Eastern, beginning with the Bank of America Countdown to Green. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's an all-new Dateline NBC featuring NASCAR star Rusty Wallace, followed by the first ever live The West Wing, then Law & Order Criminal Intent. Carl Edwards wins at Texas. Now let's take you to Stone Phillips in New York.